sit here fat, dumb, and happy and didn't realize that he had turned it to me. I'm sorry about that, Chuck. 7-3. Have a good day. Oh my. I was sitting here thinking about what Howard said, and I'm absolutely convinced of who took my tower. The contractor who was working on my house, rebuilding it after the tornado, hired a subcontractor to do some interior painting, interior and exterior painting. And the day after they painted the interior of my house, that next morning, that tower disappeared within about an hour. And I am absolutely convinced that the two guys that were painting inside my house spotted that tower and took it away, possibly in the evening or in the night. I don't know when it left, but I do know it left. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the other Larry. N8BWB, WB0RMN.
Alrighty, this is the other Larry, N8BWB. Very good, Larry. You know, that expression, that was good to hear again. I used to hear that a lot back in the working days. And fat, dumb, and happy. Not necessarily directed at me, but just a general expression, even in meetings. So anyway, that was good to hear again. And sorry about your tower, guys. And let me say hello to you, Rom, K-E-8-U-E-X, guys, because I am going to have to get out of here, which means I won't get a chance to hear you, Rom, but maybe tomorrow. And so 7-3, guys, I've got a lot to get done today. You know, locked doors are very important, of course, but I just made a note here. We used to, for many of the years we lived here, had pet dogs, and oftentimes two of them. And they were not ferocious, although one of them could be, depending on who came to the yard. Strangers she didn't like. Oh, she wouldn't attack or bite, but she'd, stand there and bark ferociously and look aggressive. So she once chased a UPS delivery guy. The front door opened when the dog jumped up. She was inside, but the storm door, she must have hit the handle with her paw, and all of a sudden she was out, and that full-grown man, UPS guy, ran for his life back to his truck and slid the door shut, and the dog jumped up like she thought she was a German Shepherd watchdog. But he was afraid of her. Maybe with good reason. If you run from a dog, that sort of turns their button on to bite. And this did not happen, and I'm glad. But dogs are a good deterrent, just their barking. So, or people knowing that there are dogs around from casing. So anyway, guys, I have to get out of here. Now I'll get it over to Mike, KB8ZFM. I hope I got that written down right, Mike. Over to you, sir. And Matt is gone. 7-3's around, guys. NABWB, signing clear. Go ahead, Mike.
N-8-B-U-Y, repeater.
All right, Larry, 73 to you. Have a great day. And yeah, you got the call correct. And that was part of the reason why I knew it had to have been who I thought it was that got in my house, because at that time I was only about 2 years old, but 90-pound pit Mazda mix. And he didn't like strangers, so to be able to get in, go upstairs and everything, and not have him at least give him some trouble, I kind of quickly figured out who was in my space. So. And yeah, that's another thing that my cousin, that's a retired state police trooper, he teaches CPL classes, and one of the things he tells young women or single women, go ahead and put some big dog toys, dirty them up, put them right outside your front door, so at least they think there's a big dog there. Or get some, go to Goodwill, get some size 12 men's boots that are beat up, put them on the doorstep like they're drying, so that way they think there's a chance that there's something other than just a single female in the residence. So all sorts of little visual deterrents that you can try to help yourself out with. But I'm going to keep things going, get it down to ROM. This is KB8 ZFS.
Good morning.
And it's 7-3.
Are you in there? From Ron. I guess Ron maybe is taking a phone call, or he got busy at work, or maybe he has some other emergency. We'll try to catch him on the next round. And with that, I will pass it back to Howard, 88 IM, who looks like will pass.
It was nice to see. Even when I was doing the early morning walk, it was still on the highest. Very nice. Other than that, no big radius, but I'm always been interested in these, air crash investigations, things like that, because I like the way they run the investigations. There are lots of things that is common out there in terms of how things go wrong. And I was followed at a video from my wife that showed about two A380s coming to near collision. That's sure enough, I was puzzled because I didn't hear any such. I was wondering what's going on. And then I find out that the video is a fake. It was taken from a flight sim game apparently, but it was so realistic that, it would fool pretty much anyone unless you're really looking at it, I guess. So I guess we are coming to the point where it's going to be very hard to detect, at least for the lay person. And, it could happen, just not for this, but for anything in life. I think the fears about deep fake are well founded, I should say. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. Other than that, I will pass it down to Jim, W8SCX, over to you. Looking for the updates on your amp, hookup, etc. And I will listen to or make some additional comments on the next round for other people. W8SCX, KUVS.
This is the check, and I thought I'd leave a long pause there if somebody else wants to check in. Rom, I have everything I need to use my new HF amp. I'm planning on taking it downstairs this weekend to the garage and setting up my vertical antenna out in my little bitty yard to test it out and make sure I know how to use the amp and that it's working before I haul it out to a park and try to do a park activation. So I think I'm making some progress there. And breaker time. And on the topic of fake things, these days, I think whenever I see something that looks sensational, the first thing that pops into my head is it real or is it fake? And if it's a headline and it looks like it could make somebody angry, whether you're a liberal or a conservative or whatever, if it looks like it's designed to make people angry, well, I had the same question. Is it real or is it fake? And you have to be on guard these days. Chuck signed, it goes over to Howard, 88 IM. This is WSCM.
Okay, this is 88 IM. This will be my substitute round here. I need to finish up some work here before my 9 o'clock meeting rolls around here. And this been an interesting discussion, maybe not the most positive thing, but useful things to keep us in our mindset. So definitely that way. Rob, you were not coming through at first, and then there was noise, and then all of a sudden you came through, and you were crystal clear with no bacon there. It was a very different experience there. I don't know what happened there, if there's the propagation shifted just right in your favor, or you switched something up on your end. But yeah, it was really crystal clear there. It was a little low at first, but crystal clear, so very good there. Let's see, I don't have any other notes. I was going to make a comment. Oh, I was going to comment to Larry about someone swiping the tower. Yeah, that's going to be this contract. Someone who has a trailer and has seen it there that hasn't been there before and hasn't used, because that's not the type of thing that a random person is just going to come by and see and grab it spontaneously. It takes a little bit of planning, and also to get rid of it has to have some planning. And I hate to say that, but based on my previous work life and family history of being in the construction trades, is painters quite often are less than savory. About the only people considered lower on the totem pole in those industries is the roofers there, who are considered generally bottom of the barrel type of folks there. Not all of them, but generally that's a whole lot of people can't do anything else wind up working up there. So that's just the way it is. And Jim is absolutely right. Is it live or is it Memorex? And is it designed to provoke a response and create engagement, even if it's false engagement? That's a really common thing there. Propaganda runs in all kinds of different directions, and the cost of publishing is so low nowadays that it's widely engaged in by both those in power who have seek advantage and those who are just seeking a monetary gain by getting more people to come to their site to drive ads and such. So yeah, you always got to question everything. I'm a firm believer, question authority, and remember the second part is, but listen to the answers and think about what's being said. So with that, I've said my pieces for today. It was great chatting with all of you gentlemen. Hopefully you'll be around tomorrow. And tomorrow will be thank goodness it's Friday, and today is thank goodness it's payday. Hi. So with that, over to Larry, WB0RMN, to take it. I will be signed and listening out.
Well, okay, Howard, very good. Thanks for your commiseration with the loss of the tower. That really tore me up, but wasn't anything I could do about it, and there wasn't anything the police department could do about it either. The strange thing was that it had laid there in the grass beside the driveway behind the house for months, because the tornado happened in September, and this would have been in April of the next year. It had laid there in the yard, and nobody touched it or moved it. And then the painter comes in and paints the house, and the next day the tower disappears. So I think I agree with you about the reputation for painters, and I don't know about roofers. Anyhow, my 73 here as well. I've got to get things moving. So I'm going to pass it over to Mike, I think. Matt has signed, and everybody, Larry has signed. So over to Mike and 7-3. Have a good day, and I hope to visit with you all again tomorrow morning. WB0RMN 7-3.
Okay, 73 to Howard and to Larry. Hope you guys have a great day. It is gorgeous out. Speaking of that, after Monday night's escapade to Cleveland and back to pick up that used Icon 718 and tuner, I've been spending my evenings, since I don't have the shack inside the house yet, been spending the evenings out under the porch cover, watching the moon and playing some radio and testing some dipoles, and I tested an NFED last night. Had some pretty good luck with things, and I don't know, last night probably had 8 or so hunters, so that was good. And had a couple couple other QSOs other than that. Actually, my first contact with that rig was to a gentleman in Italy, so pretty happy that was hopping out on my homebrew 40-meter dipole, and I getting used to putting that around, and I'm starting to look at how I'm going to design a case to have the radio, mic tuner, and the get a power source going, and maybe have it all encased into one kind of Pelican style, one of those rubber cases, and maybe try doing some activating sometime soon myself. This weekend I'm at least going to take one antenna in the rig up to where the family has a camper just east of Gaylord, so I'll be stringing something up in the trees and trying to make some contacts there. But the moon the last few nights has just been gorgeous, and it's just been pretty serene having all that going. So I'll get that over to Ron now. This is KBH ZFM.
That extra long pause was for someone to check in, as well as for me to have an opportunity to get my sneeze out. Not that out of the way. Yeah, 7-3, Howard and Larry. Nice to hear from you, Howard. Interesting on your hierarchy of trustworthiness based on profession. All right. I didn't know it existed, but I think it makes sense in terms of a little bit of skills involved too, I guess. So, anyway, yeah, I know Larry's probably gone by the beach listening. Yeah, sorry to hear about the loss, but it is, I think for a civil case there's enough, right? You know, there's more preponderance of evidence, I think, to say to apportion the blame to the right party, like you said. The means was there, the opportunity was there. The motive obviously is financial, so I think it ticks all the boxes. So, anyway, I don't know if you went through the trouble of making a complaint. If it did, maybe something might come out of it, but it all depends, I think, how interested the police force is there. All right. Other than that, yeah, I mean, the deep fake stuff is there. It is scary because this was obviously not even intended to be that, deceive a large swath of the population or anything like that. But with state actors involved, I think pretty much anything would go. So I don't know if even seeing is believing these days, for the most part. I think the later part of the 20th century, right, people had been placing their trust on video as a good source of evidence, almost like a substitute for eyewitness. But I think we should rethink, video evidences and look at ways to. I know that some of the cameras sign the digital artifacts so that we know it came from the camera, it's unaltered, etc. But for a state actor, I think it's pretty much anything can go. With that, I think I might have one more round on me. It's coming close to 9 o'clock, but I thought I would set it around. Hopefully everyone has good weekend plans. I will be home within my 15 minutes further for being paged, etc. So I'm going to be having my relaxing Labor Day weekend, I hope, in the confines of my home or within a mile radius, I should say. I'm going to send it over to Jim. Yeah, good on you having everything tested out. I'm glad that everything works out on your amplifier, and hope to see you on the air soon with that. Let me buy a second. Mike, yeah, good luck on your radio plane when you are headed up north of Midstate, I should say. Yeah, one thing you'd notice is obviously the lack of noise. So I think that's going to be a great place to work out of. And hope you have good success there and enjoy your time playing radio there as well. With that, I'm going to pass it to WASDX KE8UEX.
This is W8STX, and Howard, I'm glad to hear that it's payday for you. it is the last day of the month. It's not the last day of the week, but it is the last day of August 2023. And so if there are any regulars on the roundtable who have not gotten into the log for August yet, we'll have one more chance today to do that, maybe in the next round or two. So with that, Mike, I think that you make playing radio at night sound like a lot of fun, and I wish I was more of a night owl. When I was a kid, I was quite the night owl. I would stay up till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I thought that was great fun. But now that I'm an old guy, it seems less fun. But maybe if I actually get everything going, maybe I'll have to shift my mornings and my evenings to play radio in the evening. And with that, over to Mike, KB8ZFM. This is WHSPM.
1 DHG.
Hot 1 DHG, why don't you go ahead? Well, I'm in traffic right now.
Okay, thanks, Mike. And thank you, Jim, for reminding me it's the last day of the month. I was going to miss my opportunity because it didn't dawn on me. I don't think I've checked in yet this month. So now I can say that I have. And so thanks for that. And nice to be listening to you guys in the morning. It's part of my routine. KB1DHG.
All right, I'm where I can take it. Let me see if I have it. All right, KB1DHG. That's the name. Name here is Mike, but a few times this morning. And I comment earlier on Rom's thing with the sensationalism of anymore. And just yesterday, someone showed me, granted it was a cartoon, but a completely full episode AI generated, and you can actually now request to have AI generate this cartoon for you. And it looks just like the real deal, sounds like the real deal. And that's something we're all going to have to question in the days ahead. What's real, what's not. Granted, that's something we always have, but fakes are getting easier to make, and with the advent of doing things just for more views, I'm sure we'll be seeing more sensationalized stuff that has no honest merit other than to let's say misinform. But I'm coming down to a low spot. I'm going to say 73. I'm going to listen out. That's KB8ZFM. Over to...
Okay, 73, Mike. Yeah, you were just a little bit, rough on the last transmission there, but you're probably at the end of your limits there, I think. And good morning, Brian. Yeah, I don't know. If that's what's going to motivate you, that's well and good, but maybe, Jim, we should think about, also, making, I don't know, some kind of awards for number of minutes spoken or something like that. But it's glad that people do listen in. Maybe about it. We can, towards the end of the roundtable, always sort of call for listen-only check-ins so that we know how popular we are, I guess. Because it's a like generation. I want to know how many people are liking or listening to this, I guess. Anyway, good on you, Brian. Glad to hear from you. Hope things are going well with you. And hopefully we'll catch up with you sometime, in the near future or, soon, maybe next week as well. Maybe you can start your September early. How about that? With that, Jim, I'm also going to make this my 73 round. Work beckons here. I hope everyone here has a nice rest of the day and rest of the week. Hope to catch all of you tomorrow or sometime in the near future. With that, this is KE2VX saying 73. Back to you, Jim.
WASX, and good morning, Brian, KB1DHG. Brian, I'm always glad to hear you on the radio, but just to refresh your memory, you did check in on the 14th when we were discussing the crash at the Willow Run Air Show, and so you did make an appearance earlier in the month, but being in the log twice is assurance that you're in it at least once, so thank you for checking in again. And I'll call for one more time for check-ins, but if I don't hear anyone else check in, I will wrap it up for today. We have been talking since 8 o'clock this morning. This is WASX.
Jim, yes, of course you are right. I'm looking back at my notes here, and I agree. It was on the 14th that we chatted last time. The only thing else that's new on my end is that I am just about to wrap up the Thinking Fast and Slow book. It's almost finished, and it has been slow going, but still interesting. Glad I'm doing it. Still worth it. I'm actually having the audiobook version read to me, and it still takes a long time. So 73 to Mike and to Ram and to you, Jim. I know it's been a long, we've been going at it for quite a while this morning, so I'll let you wrap up the round table unless somebody else wants to check in, but 73 from me to everybody that's on or listening. This is KB1DHG Clear.
This is WASX. Well, Brian, thanks for those comments, and I'm glad that you're coming to the end of the book. I found the book very fascinating, but of course I was reading it for information and not really for pleasure. But there is another book about the same topic, which I found much more pleasurable than informative, and it's the backstory about how Daniel Kahneman and his co-worker Amos Tversky actually did the research. It's the backstory, and it's the human story behind the science, and it's called The Uplink Project, and it's by a different author, and so I don't know whether you like stories about how people do science rather than the actual science itself, or how information about one whole field changes radically by the work of just a few individuals, but I found it very interesting. This is WASX. One more time for check-in.
Jim, could you repeat the title of that book, please? This is KB1DHG.
Certainly, Brian. The name of the book is The Undoing Project. UNDOING, and the second word, project. The Undoing Project. To undo what we thought we really knew all this time. Back to you.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, you dropped right during the word of undoing, but you came right back again. So I got and I got project, and I got something in the middle. So sorry to have to ask you to go through that again. But nice talking to you, Jim, and I will talk to you next month. This is KB1DHG.
73, Brian. One more time for check-in. I did not hear anyone check in, so I will wrap it up for today and thank everybody who joined in the radio fun, and that would include Howard, Chuck, the two Larrys, WB0RMN Larry and ABWB Larry. We actually have three Larrys that checked in, but those are the two that checked in today. Good to hear you guys on the radio. And Matt, Mike, that would be KB8ZFN Mike. We have more than one Mike who checks in. Ed, Rom, and Brian. Good to hear all of you on the radio. And I thank the taxpayers of Washtenaw County for supporting Emergency Management because they use this repeater and we're happy to share it with them. This is W8STX signing clear.